Manchester United is preparing the first Mason Mount bid. And obviously, I'm going to explain to you as to why I believe it might be even submitted tomorrow as a sign of Spain by Man United. And I have lots of things. Fabrizio Romano is confirming a lot of things about that bid. Then Rob Dawson, a United correspondent for ESPN, has gone ahead and hinted something about Mason Mount, and The Athletic has gone ahead also to throw in a little bit of update about Mason Mount's situation to Man United. So we are going to tackle about Mason Mount, and Sofyan Amrabat, the brother to him, has gone ahead and really explain to us how Erik ten Hag is an admirer of Sofyan Amrabat, and I think now you know why. The links of Sofyan Amrabat to Manchester United really existed in the January transfer window, and obviously right now in the previous 1 week we've had lots of stories coming in through surrounding Sofyan Amrabat, not from the first or second tier journalists, but from the third and fourth tier journalists. I've gone ahead to throw into those updates about him coming to Man United. And lastly, we are having a talk about Damien, Matteo Damien. Remember, he came in through under Louis van Gaal, and he left, I think, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in through. He has gone ahead and confirmed to us that he knows this is like a derby. He played for Man United. He knows what it means to play Man City in a finale, and is going to do everything in his favor, or in his potential, to see to it that he stops them from lifting the Champions League, to see to it that the treble doesn't come to pass. So let's go into these huge 3 stories to discuss about. Second video of the day. Smash the like button, comment and share, and don't forget to subscribe. Today, Rob Dawson was the first to really throw into a hint about Mason Mount to Man United. He told us that there is confidence that a deal for Mason Mount can be done despite concerns over Chelsea 60 million valuation. He's only got a year left on his contract and has indicated to Man United that he's willing to move. Now, obviously, amidst everything that is really happening at Man United, things are really going on well, and Erik ten Hag is charged and ready to go clashes with the Glazers if at all they don't get in players as soon as possible. Ten Hag believes that for his team to go on and really start competing for the Premier League and Champions League, he needs to get in players early, close to 3 players early, and if at all the 2 come in late, that will be okay. And out of the 3 that he wants early, he wants a central midfielder, he wants a centre forward, and a right-sided centre back. So those names are Harry Kane, or Rasmus Højlund, then Mason Mount and Kim Min-jae. He wants those 3 players at United as up. Before we even play our first game in Oslo with Lyon, he wants, is it in Scotland or Oslo? One of those, I think in Scotland. He wants us to go ahead and do the needful and obviously get in those 3 players. He wants to be with them through the preseason because he wants to integrate them into his team, as he believes those 3 players are really going to be starters in his team. That's it. We might see Kim Min-jae and Lisandro Martinez, then Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro, then Harry Kane, Rashford and Anthony or Amad Diallo into the starting 11 of Man United. So he needs those 3 players as up before 5th July, when the players are really returning to start the preseason at Man United. That's what he's calling in for, and I think they've tried to go ahead and really get him these players. Now, after Rob Dawson, Fabrizio Romano dropped the biggest hint of all, and it stated that Manchester United are preparing their opening bid for Mason Mount, but the main issue remains Chelsea's position of the price tag. Man United remain calm as Mason Mount is keen on the move to join Manchester United. Strategy game on. So the bid is being planned by Man United to be put in. That's it. But the problem is the price tag. Let me also bring you another story coming from The Athletic concerning the gap in between the 2 teams. Discussions have taken place between the leaders of Man United and Chelsea, but there is a significant gap between the positions of the 2 clubs. So the problem is the amount of money that Chelsea value Mason Mount, that is £70 million, and Man United believe a player who is left with 1 year on his contract can't go for more than 50 million pounds. But preparing the opening bid is something that I'm excited about, because for the very first time I want to see United sign a player before the start of the preseason. I want to see this. I know Harry Maguire came in through before the preseason. Did he come in through? Yeah, I think he had some bits to play in there for you, because he even played the opening game of that season 2019-2020 against Chelsea, that we saw ourselves win by 4-0. James Daniel was signed quickly, but the other transfers have been really long overdue and their longevity really sucks. So I want to see whether United can get this deal out of the way, you know, and to show the potential of United on getting this deal out of the way is one of those signs that are going to show us that the new director of negotiations at Man United, known as Matt Hargreaves, is really good at his work, because we don't have any team competing for Mason Mount. All the others, Liverpool and Arsenal, that we are coming in for Mason Mount, he told them, my preference is to join Manchester United. He doesn't want to join Arsenal because they are London rivals. He doesn't want to join Liverpool because Liverpool aren't playing in the Champions League. So it shows you the beauty that you get when you're having Champions League football, and obviously it's really taking us to the levels where we want others to be. But there is something that you guys need to know. Ask yourself, why is this story of United preparing the first bid for Mason Mount coming out on Thursday, when tomorrow, Friday, is the deadline that Sheikh Jassim Al Thani sets to really pull out of this deal if at all a decision is not made? And in everything he said, the most sounding of all was he believes a decision has to be made today. Sorry, a decision has to be made by Friday to see to it that Erik ten Hag gets the required backing he really wants. So it's all about transfers. So add your dots. Don't be surprised if I told you here that there is a bid that has been submitted in for Mason Mount tomorrow. Don't be surprised. And a statement doesn't come out. Sheikh Jassim Al Thani pulls out of the race to take over Man United from the Glazers, but a contradicting story coming in through that United have gone ahead to put in a bid for Mason Mount. That is what we call a spin by the Glazers. Spin is what they do best, you know. They just find a better way to silence Sheikh Jassim Al Thani. The reason he's giving is all about us not signing players early enough and backing the manager. So what they will do, they'll put in a first bid for Mason Mount. They'll even try to accelerate that deal to see to it that it comes out as soon as possible. Mason Mount holds that shot, you know, before even, I think, the 15th, you know, we might see Mason Mount hold that shot. And now they'll say, all right, he was complaining about us not getting in players. We've got in one for the manager right now. So that is the spin the Glazers are planning. You know, I'm seeing it as a spin. You know, when you're having a woman who is really unfaithful, and she has been doing that for a long time, even when she's going to visit her parents, you won't believe what she's telling you. So right now, even if it's genuine, I'm talking about the bid of Mason Mount, and it's nowhere related to spin as far as Sheikh Jassim Al Thani's deadline is concerned. We cannot trust the Glazers because they're like chameleons. They change like time. So let's wait and see whether it's not spin or spin. But I had to throw that into because I don't want you guys to be surprised if I told you here that tomorrow a bid of Mason Mount has been submitted by Man United, because the Glazers are good at doing that. They are masters of that. So after that, let's tackle the other central midfielder that Erik ten Hag is really admiring, and you never know, if things go on well, he might get him in. Now, the brother of Sofian Amrabat, known as Nordin Amrabat, has told us that I think in January, Man United showed interest. Ten Hag is now looking for a striker. He wants that first. From there, he will see what is possible. But I know Ten Hag is charmed by my brother. He broke through under him. So, Sofian Amrabat is really a very good player that we all know. And yesterday, I saw him play against West Ham, and he overran that midfield. He won the midfield battle. Amid this, West Ham coming out as winners, but the midfield battle was won by Sofian Amrabat. And this is where I come in through and I tell you that you guys never talk about Declan Rice when players like Sofian Amrabat are here. Sofian Amrabat has gone ahead to really find himself in a position of playing for Utrecht, Feyenoord, Feyenoord, Club Brugge, and Hellas Verona, and now he's playing for Fiorentina. That is Sofian Amrabat. When you look at everything that's going to do, he was in Netherlands, and I think Feyenoord. When was Erik ten Hag at Feyenoord? Let me see. 2017, 2018. Let me check. Did Erik ten Hag coach Feyenoord? I really need to see. I know FC 20, Utrecht. Let me check Erik ten Hag's bio. I need to check Erik ten Hag's bio, because if they tell us that he grew under him, then that means there is the link of Erik ten Hag and Sofian Amrabat. When you look at managerial career, yeah, Utrecht. At Utrecht in 2015 to 2017, that's when Erik ten Hag was there, and Sofian Amrabat was there from 2014 to 2017. So they met up, and Ten Hag knows this player since way back in 2015 at Utrecht, the team in Netherlands. So Ten Hag knows him very well. He admires him, and he contacted him all his entourage in the January transfer window, because we needed a central midfielder before Sabitzer came in through. The reason as to why he never came in through at Man United, it was simple. Fiorentina wanted a loan with an option to buy, yet Ten Hag is not so much obsessed with such deals, because you might get in a player and he flops, you know. So that's why he went in for Marcel Sabitzer, but the interest is still there. Sofian Amrabat, guys, he's press resistant. Every time you get the ball to him, you're 100% sure that that ball is secure. It's in safe hands. So yesterday, if I told you saw him play against West Ham, he showed us that he's a more different player from Declan Rice. He passed that ball, switch of play, the physical battles, and trust me, he's only at £40 million, you know. That's an absolute bargain. And I think if you get in Sofian Amrabat at that price, that's an absolute steal, because you are getting yourself one of the midfielders that is really great when it comes to playing this beautiful game of football, and that is Sofian Amrabat. When you look at his age, Sofian Amrabat is just 26. He has just hit his prime, meaning that he can give us some good 5 years at Manchester United, something that we really need, you know. If you tell me that on Mason Mount and Sofian Amrabat, who do you sign first? I'll tell you, get me Sofian Amrabat. Why? I know he can play into that CDM position when Casemiro is really out, suspended, or he needs a rest, something that Mason Mount can't do. We need a backup or a competitor for Casemiro. Even when Casemiro is off, we have to be getting in players that can really come in through and obviously bench him. Sofian Amrabat is one of those that you would trust yourself with what we call that position. And even when you're looking at the others coming in through Kobe Mainoo, Charlie Savage, and Zidane Igbo, you know, in like 2-3 years from now, you can really sell him and really get back your money. So he has a resale value. That is Sofian Amrabat, and him coming to Man United and obviously putting in performances like that, I think he'll really get more suitors. But all we need to know is that United are eyeing him. I know he's on the short list of central defensive midfielders that Erik ten Hag is wanting in here onto the United Matters channel. So for me, getting in Declan Rice, I rather do that deal of Sofian Amrabat. But in January, United was all over the player, as confirmed to us by the brother who doubles as his agent. Now, Matteo Damien was at Man United, I think from 2015 to, is it 2018? So he was playing as a right back, sometimes played as the left back for Man United, and now news coming into our sources are that Damien has gone ahead to really send some message to United fans that please, I know this is a derby. He said, being a former United player is probably extra motivation. It will be good to play against him. It will be like a derby for me. So he promises to do the needful to stop Man City from winning the Champions League that will complete their treble. And if at all there is anything that Man City shouldn't do, is to win that trophy. If you know and you are a United ardent fan and you are a believer in history, We are the only English team that's ever gone ahead to do a treble. And Man City are doing it in this era when very many people are really watching. I bet that few people, or few fans of Man United, saw us lift that treble. And Man City are going to do it in this era. Something that you wouldn't like a team to go ahead and really do. So Lukaku is another agent of Man United who plays for Inter Milan. It's in God's hands. But when I saw West Ham win yesterday against an Italian team in the UEFA Conference League, do you know what sprang into my mind? City winning that trophy. Looks like it's time for English football to totally dominate what we call the world football. So that is Damien for you, telling us that he's seeing it as a derby. Let's wait and see whether Lukaku will throw in something, because he knows what it means. If you've ever been a red, once a red devil, always a red devil. So guys, your thoughts on United preparing their first Mason Mount bid are welcome in the comment section below. Confirmed to us by Fabrizio Romano. What do you make about Sofian Amrabat? Would you sign him at Manchester United ahead of Caicedo and Declan Rice? And lastly, do you think Damien and Lukaku, the former players at Man United, are going to go ahead and really stop Man City? Because I even believe Mkhitaryan, where is Mkhitaryan playing at? Inter Milan. Show me your players. Show me your players. I think Mkhitaryan is another one. You might be having a trio of agents there. Where does Henrik Mkhitaryan? Let me check. Henrik Mkhitaryan plays for Inter Milan. That is the third client. Is the third player that you are having at Inter Milan that can stop Man City. So let's wait and see whether they're going to head ahead and get that job done and get it out of the way, and don't really force yourself to really be on pressure, because I believe under Erik ten Hag, and if at all he's backed very well, a treble is easy for us to make. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. See you later. Bye-bye.